Suddenly, all the rats in the city disappear, and then so does all the food. We will learn what's going on and how the people will be saved from hunger in this recap of the cartoon The Amazing Maurice. A girl named Malicia sits in the library reading a book about the adventures of Mr. Bunsey. The story, however, is not about bunnies, but rather about a fat ginger cat named Maurice. Rats have overtaken the village where Maurice lives. They are tormenting the local residents, knowing everything, squeaking and really messing up with people's lives. The rats literally live everywhere and steal everything that is edible. They get poisoned, caught, exterminated, but it is of no use. Maurice doesn't even try to catch them. Oh yes, I forgot to mention that Maurice isn't just an ordinary cat, but rather a talking one. He warns the people that the rats spread plague, and the villagers are horrified. They invite a boy, a piper. He starts playing the pipe and the rats start following him as if they were enchanted. The piper leads them to the river and the rats obediently jump into the water, being unable to resist. The people are ecstatic and pay him generously for having been rescued. But wait, what's that? The wet rats make their way to the river bank and meet up with the rat catcher. It's a dark-skinned boy named Keith. Turns out he and Maurice came up with this scheme to get more money from the local residents. The cat is happy, but the rats are tormented by their conscience. They really don't want to deceive the people. The rats have only one dream, which is to get to the special Paradise Island. It's an ideal place where talking animals live. There is no poison or traps, and no one eats each other. Maurice says that they need a boat in order to get to that island. They need to get a lot of money to buy it. To do this, they need to go to a new village or city and repeat this cunning scheme with those rats, cat and piper. Malicia says that Maurice lied to the rats. There is no magical island. The cat just wants to earn more money for a happy retirement. Something strange is happening in one of those cities. A group of real rat catchers has rid the city of rodents, but all the food is still disappearing. The chief rat catcher, who hides his face under a huge hat, tells the local mayor that he doesn't care about it, and walks away with the other rat catchers. A famine breaks out in the city. It is here that Maurice and his rats arrive. They run through the sewers, and the rat leader named Darktan orders the rodents to scare all the local residents and disable all the traps. Because if you are not careful, the bone rat will come after you. The rodents are surprised that there are no local rats in the city. It's very suspicious. This makes Maurice even happier. It means they will earn more money. Or rather, he will. The cat's mood, however, quickly worsens. He is very hungry, and there is no food at all. Keith and Maurice sneak into a kitchen, but they don't find anything edible there either. Malicia appears at the doorstep. She sees the intruders and gives the cat some fish and milk. At this moment, one of the rats sneaks into the kitchen. The girl grabs a frying pan, but the rodent immediately starts dancing. Malicia lowers her weapon. She is a smart girl and understands right away why the cat is friends with the rat. Malicia exposes their scheme, but promises to keep it a secret. She is interested in how the animals learned to speak. The rat tells her that they used to be ordinary rodents living in a garbage dump. There they ate some powders and potions and gnawed on old spell books. This made them very smart, and they learned how to speak. Malicia asks her new friends to help her solve the mystery of this city. They need to find out why all the food is disappearing. Meanwhile, the chief rat catcher demands that his assistants catch new rats and bring them to him. Our talking rats find yet another trap and try to disable it. To do that, they use Mr. Clicky. It's a mechanical wind-up rat which for some reason gets scared and doesn't want to go into the trap. Eventually, Darkton ends up trapped in it himself. Seems like someone is catching rats alive. But why? Malicia, Keith and Maurice head to the Rat Catchers Guild. Using her hairpin, the girl picks the lock and our heroes sneak inside. They find a hidden passage to the basement. Surprisingly, it's filled with a lot of food. So this is where all the food goes. In the basement, a rat named Peaches appears, and all the other rats follow it. They drag a cage with Darktan. Malicia sets him free. The rats still don't understand why other rats get caught alive. In the basement, the rat catchers appear and immediately try to catch the rodents. Maurice uses his claws to escape, but the other characters aren't as fortunate. They get captured. At night, Maurice finds cages with the rats. One rodent named Sardines is missing. Maurice says that Sardines is in a pit. This is a place where rat catchers pair rats with dogs and bet on how many seconds the rat will survive. The rats understand that they need to rescue their friend. Keith and Malicia sit bound in the neighboring room. They have nothing to set themselves free with. Fortunately, the talking rats rescue them. The rodents learn that Maurice lied to them about the magical island and are very upset with him. The rat named Peaches runs away, but someone catches it. The rat catchers throw a lavish feast and notice Maurice and also Keith and Malicia nearby. The girl says that they added rat poison to their sugar and demands to know what they are doing with the rats. Then the men admit that they created a rat king by accident. They threw several rats into a bucket. They emerged together and turned into a great evil capable of controlling other rats. Having heard this, Maurice runs away in horror. The girl says that there was laxative in the sugar rather than rat poison. Keith and Malicia head to the Darkwood in order to find the real Piper and steal his magic pipe. That's the only way they can defeat the Rat King. Meanwhile, the talking rats find the pit where the rats are paired with vicious dogs. It's Sardine's turn. The naive fella has no idea what awaits him. The rats conduct a rescue operation called Rubber String Thing and get Sardines out of the pit. Alas, Darktan falls into the pit. The rat leader is forced to fight with the wild dog. Darktan defeats it and escapes from the pit. In the meantime, the people start fighting. All the talking rats are rescued. Keith plays his pipe in the forest and Malicia really loves the melody. They find the real Piper and see him hypnotize a turkey with his instrument and send it to the oven. Meanwhile, a rat named Dangerous Beans hears someone's terrifying voice and meets the Rat King. Turns out he is the chief rat catcher. He hides his real body under a hat and human clothes. It was he who kidnapped Peaches. The Rat King offers Dangerous Beans to join his team, but he refuses. Suddenly, Maurice shows up and throws a bag with his coins at the Rat King's face. The villain falls down, and Maurice, Peaches, and Dangerous Beans manage to escape. How are Keith and Malicia doing? They try to steal the pipe from the sleeping Piper, but he wakes up and knocks them out. The man hypnotizes them with his pipe and demands they get inside a red-hot oven. Fortunately, the mechanical wind-up rat Malicia had taken away from Darktan earlier distracts him. Seizing the moment, the heroes take the magic pipe away from the Piper and push him into the oven. The slightly burnt man jumps into a well, whereas Keith and Malicia return with the instrument. In the meantime, Maurice and the talking rats try to escape from the city. They panic and can't come up with a plan to escape from the Rat King. Maurice admits that once he ate one rat. Maybe he could eat the Rat King too? Soon the villain himself comes. He summons hundreds of rats to become stronger. Now he resembles a real monster and hypnotizes the talking rats, forcing them to join him. Maurice runs into the forest and meets up with Keith and Malicia there. The three of them return to save their friends. At the same time, the rats try to resist merging with the Rat King. Keith appears and tries to play the magic pipe. At first he doesn't do a good job, and the Rat King tosses him away. But gradually his melody is beginning to sound a lot better and better. The boy finally manages to play very well. He hypnotizes all the rats and frees them from the Rat King's control. Only the villain himself needs to be dealt with. The Rat King uses his remaining power to freeze everyone. Dangerous Beans breaks free and challenges his enemy. Using telepathy, the Rat King snaps his neck. Having seen this, Maurice recalls that he is a real cat and he's got hunting instincts. He must catch the rodent. Maurice attacks the Rat King and defeats it. Alas, while fighting he gets seriously injured. Mr. Death and Bone Rat appear. They want to take away the only life of Dangerous Beans and Maurice's 5th life. Then the cat exchanges one of his lives for the life of Dangerous Beans, and thanks to this, they both survive. Malicia and Keith confess that they really like each other. They even kiss. The Rat King is defeated. Everyone thinks that Maurice is a hero. There is food in the city again, and the local residents agree to live peacefully with the rodents. Moreover, the talking rats now live in the city center and constantly dance to Keith's melodies. Many rats give birth to children, even Mr. Clicky does. They study at school, read books, and feel as if they are on a paradise island. All of this is possible thanks to the amazing Maurice.
Meow.